everybody. It's Mara, and I am ready for Monday and some magic for all of us. So, lots coming in today. So first of all, there's some astrological things happening literally today, August 24th. It's this astrological situation where Mars is square to Saturn. Again, I'm not an astrologer, I just read a lot of astrology. So this same situation will be happening in September 29th and January 13th. And it's where there's a lot of feelings of discouragement, frustration, feeling blocked, feeling overwhelmed, and feeling fears can rise to the surface on today and those other two dates. Hey Dawn, so good to see you. Hi Sally, nice to see you. So we are coming up against even more obstacles. I know it feels like, haven't we already come up against enough obstacles? But welcome. This year is this, and we can either, resist, or we can have this more awareness, and then also be able to, hey Joanne, we can, work with it a little bit easier, work with the energies and alchemize the energies. And how you alchemize the energies is that you just allow yourself to feel them. That is what's really critical right now, is to just let ourselves feel what we're going to feel, and then bring it to a higher place. Then bring your own perspective, bring your higher vibration, understand, and let yourself understand, oh, this is happening. This is not me. This is outside of myself, and again, continue to work on yourself on the inside. But we're up against a lot of obstacles. We can be feeling that discouragement, frustration, anger. We can also be witnessing that in our friends and family. And so, in some ways, it's like we're being prevented from doing things easily. Isn't that what it feels like? Like you go, so like I'm living in an apartment building at the moment, and so I had to run downstairs to let someone in, or again, they let them in, but I had to go down and bring them up to my apartment, and I forgot my keys, I forgot my mask. I was like, and it's just like, oops, right? That was not easy, and I just kind of forgot everything. I was in another dimension, which is kind of typical of me to be. I'd rather be in another dimension. So just, I just laughed, and everyone laughed, and luckily we all laughed about it, right? And just had some grace and some compassion. Hey Christine, I know, how fun. I'm glad to see you here. So the outside world there's a lot of divide and conquer kind of energy going on right now. And this is going to feed into, some of this fear and frustration, and these feelings of being blocked. So, as usual, going inside ourselves, finding grace and forgiveness and love for ourselves, self-compassion, and then also compassion for everyone who's around us. Hey Mom, I see you are on too. That's fun. So reminding yourself, how do we handle this? Again, we alchemize things by seeing that kind of energy, feeling that energy sometimes as well. Very normal to feel it, and then let yourself feel the frustration or the annoyance, and then bring it to a higher place. Find the forgiveness and the compassion, and also do things like eating high vibe foods, using your plant medicines, using your oils, right? Using your maybe you have a garden, or we're about to be growing a tower garden inside our house. So use vegetables and plants, fruit, to bring your vibe up. It literally will increase your vibration. Animal products do not do that. So even if they are, organic and all of those things, they really don't bring our vibe up. They can bring it a little bit down. So just something to be aware of. And and then use your oils, diffuse your oils, keep diffusing your oils. If you've forgotten, keep diffusing them. Okay, and then the other big thing is to start working on some creative projects. So that this time period in this Mars square Saturn is a great time to start or continue on some creative projects. That way, when things start to lift, when the energy, hey Eddie, namaste to you too. When the energy does start to lift, you will be ready, because you will have these projects that are already going and that you're already going to be doing. This delay. So this is another energy that I have felt and I've intuited from a lot of people feeling, is this. It's like, what's with 2020, or I want to redo, or that kind of energy of this is somehow a mistake, or this is somehow a delay. It's not a delay and it's not a mistake. It's real. So instead of trying to escape it, we can use this energy totally to our benefit. When we are delayed in things, what does that do? It helps us to really feel into our creative projects, feel into our lives. What do we want to bring forth? What do we want to continue? What do we want to put our energy into? How do we want our lives to look? Instead of rush, wow, things are not flowing the way that they did last year. No, they're not. And what? That's okay. That's okay. It doesn't have to. Where did it ever say that every year was going to look like the last year? Right? So it's kind of an antiquated way to look at things, is saying I want a do-over for 2020. It's like, no. Well, number one, that's not going to happen. Number two, you don't want a do-over. You don't. This is all perfect the way that it is. Okay, so our stone of the week is malachite, which is this gorgeous green, very earthy looking stone. And it's a new stone for me. I didn't have any malachite, and now I have two. I went to this amazing Colombian healer, and she reads your cocoa, your chocolate. She's a chocolate reader. So nothing better. It was so amazing, and she was really incredible. And malachite came in as the stone that I would be my best support right now. So what's funny is malachite, in Spanish, quita la mala, means to get rid of the negative, get rid of the bad energy. So it also has this deep connection with nature. It's reminding us time for a change. Spiritual renewal. It cleanses all of our chakras, and it's a warrior stone, so it really guards the heart. So it guards the heart. If many people, as time goes on, right, our hearts get broken in different ways, and this will help to guard it, but in a way that it's not stopping your heart from expansion, but it is guarding it with loving protection. It will help us in growth and transformation, and letting go of old memories and old belief systems that, again, are no longer serving us, like that idea of, you know, I want to do over for 2020. So it also helps us to be more creative and opens the door to our universal gifts. So I am loving my malachite. I'm keeping it on my desk, and I am, it's just so pretty. I just really love it. So anyway, malachite. Stone of the week. Oil of the week is blue lotus. So this was an oil that Dōterra released about a month, let's see, maybe it was April, I think. And it came in this like precious petals. Hey, Shawnee. Oh, it's so good, you guys. Blue lotus, so good. So it's in this precious petals kit that you can still get from Dōterra, and which also has like magnolia, which was last week's, oil of compassion. So that's a really great oil. It also has rose, which is the oil of divine, unconditional divine love. Neroli, which is the divine feminine, and I think that's it. Anyway, hey Jules. So so blue lotus smells divine from Egypt and Greece and that area of the world. So the lotus plant, of course, rises from the mud. And this is really what we're all going through. We're in the mud, and we're going to rise from the mud. So, and it might not be happening in your exact bubble on the planet, but as we all know, it's collectively, there's a lot that's dismantling, there's a lot that's burning down, there's a lot that's drowning, there's a lot that's being destroyed right now, both, you know, in the real, right, like in the physical, but also in the emotional, the mental, the energetic, and, you know, I'm just sending so much love to everyone who is suffering right now through those situations in California, and then there are storms coming again, and hurricanes, and there's a lot that's being dismantled, obviously, but it's also happening inside of us. And so you know, the blue lotus helps to bring the darkness into the light again, and it helps to bring us all into the light. It's a symbol of protection. It also helps multi-passionate people who, you know, this oil will help us to bring together all of our gifts. So blue lotus, so divine, it smells so good. And like I said, it's in that precious petals kit. And it helps to bring on our creativity as well. So that is what we already talked about right now too. Okay, so on to our cards. Okay, so our cards for today. I just realized something. Okay, so this card is called Hojas, which is the subtle essence related to health. And and so it really is this amazing reminder that our life choices show up in our hojas, like in our skin tone, in the brightness of our eyes, in our inner state of being. So this is just a reminder to care for yourself, care for your inner vessel, care for your sacred divine self. Okay, next one is our Miss Michelle's Sigil Magic cards, and this one is Lover and Nemesis. And so what this card I think is bringing to us is just these extremes of opinion and extremes of feeling protected and then feeling betrayed and vulnerable. And this time on the planet, you really, feels like such an extreme between being loved, being a lover, and then your nemesis, your worst enemy. And right now, that division feels so strong, and it is a lie. We are all the same. We're all humans. We all want the same things in our lives. We all want goodness and happiness for our families. We all want the same things. And so the outer world can really make it seem like we are very different from other people, especially during this election season. We all can be the light in this, and remind ourselves and remind our family and friends that we have more in common than we do that separates us. So I'm going to be in between the lover and the nemesis, right? All right, next one is Elephant, which is the card of resolve. You will overcome any obstacles. Isn't that great? So the elephant's reminding us that to move forward, don't be trapped or stopped by others' disapproval. It's really just your fears coming up. Speak and live your truth and have resolve in that. Okay, next card up, Osho's Innocence card. And again, I think this goes with the same kind of theme as these other cards. Can we embody more innocence right now? Can we step back and gain perspective and remind ourselves that we are all loved? We are all universally loved. And can we see the innocence in others? Can we see the good in others? Can we have more wisdom and acceptance of ourselves, of a life well lived, right? So, I love that. Okay. Two more cards actually, one more after this. So this is called The Great Severing, Anger and Conflict, and then Softening and Forgiveness. So this is kind of how we started, right? Where I said astrologically today, this day, August 24th, and then September 29th and January 13th are these astrological dates where there's a little more frustration coming up, more discouragement. And so this card is saying the same thing, that that is coming up today. So it was confirmation. And, confirmation to acknowledge these emotions, acknowledge these feelings, alchemize them then, move them through your body, take a walk, exercise, scream, sing loudly in the car, put music on, sing loudly in your house, move the energy through you, and then move to the other side and remind yourself of your innocence and remind yourself of the forgiveness and the love that's surrounding you. Okay. Final card, Review and Contemplation. This is a defining moment, is what this card is saying. You've accomplished a great deal and you have a lot to be proud of. Now it's time to decide, what you want to do next. And this really, globally and on this planet, this is this time of opening where things are, as we've already talked about today, really crumbling, which creates space for something new. So, what are you gonna do? What am I gonna do? I don't know. So, love you all. Have a fabulous week. Ponder all of this fun. Use your malachite, use your blue lotus, and or other oils that make you feel inspired. And namaste, and we'll talk soon. Love you. Bye.